So for now, I am going to stop the rotation again because I want to add some camera movement. And let's do this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to the book example, which we did last week. I think that is from chapter 7 with some sort of key movement. And if I run this one has this key controlled triangles. So if we inspect the code, then there is a part where they have this function called key down that is being used for a camera movement, right? So I'm going to use the same thing, at least similar function here. Maybe we'll use less number of parameters because a lot of these are global. Actually, we don't need any of this, so we can just have this. We are going to change these other functions, other lines, but before that, when to use the key down function, that is another line we want to see. So there is just before the draw function, we have this line that is calling this function. It is detecting the on key down, which key, it is detecting which key was down, then it's just acting based on the key. Should be here, and the key down function just now have the event, the EV, nothing else. Okay, so since I already discussed this before, I'm not going to talk about it again. Rather, let's make something using these lines. So first, let me see if I did everything right. There is no error. Okay. Then I'm going to do some key down and see if it works or not. It's not showing any error, but it's not doing anything as well. So we can see these errors when I'm pressing the arrow keys because it's expecting the arrow keys, but those variables are not defined. So we need to sort of update this function for each of the keys. So the right arrow key was pressed, the left arrow key was pressed. Let's replace those with W and S. So we need the code for W and S. Let's figure that out. JavaScript keyboard codes. So this is a website that gives you the code. So if I press W, it will give me the code, right? So 87. We know that now. And for S, what is the value of S? 83. So this is 83. Right. So then we need to do something here, right? We need to change the value of the X location of the eye, right? So we have those, but in a different format. So we can go to the camera and we can change this eye. So This should be I, but that should come from the camera, the object we created. Then and that should be the X. So this is elements 0. This should work. Okay, then we don't actually have this draw function. We have a different function. This is loading texture and also creating a word. Let's call this load word. So I'm going to call this one more time here. So let's see. So something is happening when I press the W on this key, right? It's trying to load the whole world again, but nothing is changing. So what I was expecting that it would move forward or move backward, depending on which button I'm pressing. Why is not happening? Because we still have something to do here. This set lookat, which is using the I, is defined in the constructor, which I shouldn't do because we want to update that eventually, right? So let me create another function called update view or update lookat, whatever you want to call it. And then here we need to do it every time we want to update the view, right? But initially we need to do it once. So copying this. Let's see. Let's throw some error or not. Okay, so far so good, but still not working because we are not using the update function, right? So that is we need to do here. So every time we change this element, we also need to update the view. This is so weird. Okay. Now I believe it should work. Okay. Actually, yeah, this is not what I wanted. I wanted to move the z-axis, right? So this should be 2 because I want to move forward and backward, not sideways. So now pressing W, yeah, we are going closer to the object. And if we go backward, we're going far from the object, right? So this is sort of the first person walking towards me. So we can add other key as well. For example, we can do more of this here. And I have W and S. Let's add A and D or Q and E. So Q and E, therefore panning, right? So let's do some sort of panning. So we need to know the value of Q and E. So Q is 81, E is 69. So 81 and 69. For each, we want to move along the x-axis. This is more panning. Not exactly, but still. And this should be minus. I don't want to include any more keys, so let's see. So if I use W, we go closer. If we press S, we move far. If I press Q, I have sort of this panning. And if I press E, I have sort of this other panning. So let's pan first and try to move forward. Approach the building from this angle. So that works as well. So we sort of do some sort of rough walking around the object. Probably you can even go to the other side. Yes. So this is working. This is some simple way of implementing this keys keyboard control, which is going to be another requirement. So what did we discuss today? We created a camera class, which was done. And as a bonus, we did camera movement board. All right, so I'm going to stop here today since we already have a lot of content to upload. And I believe I covered everything that is necessary for at least creating the minimum requirements for the assignment 3. Even I think extra for a multiple texture. This should not be too difficult because some version of this you already did for other assignments, right? Using mouse, we did that mouse capture in the first assignment. Multiple texture, simple concept. I already mentioned you can use multiple up to 8 textures. And simple mind graph, this is more about creativity, something similar to this example. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording, but I will be on the call for answering any question if someone has any.